1, 2, 3. Hi, my name is Sankey, and today I'm going to be talking about 7 themes for intermediate harmonica players, blues harmonica players especially, to move on to the next level, hopefully advanced playing, which I've tried to encapsulate these themes, 7 themes, in the 12-bar passage you just heard. Hopefully advanced players might find this interesting, just to try and reconnect or rethink about some of these themes and ideas that I'm going to be covering today. This is the first part of a 2-part video, so check out the 7, and I'm going to attempt to cover 3 of those themes that I'm going to go through today, and the last 4 in the next video. I want to start by paying tribute to Adam Gusso, because he's covered so many of these ideas and themes already in his extensive video collection. So many of you are already aware of Adam and his work. If you're not, go and check him out. But really, he's covered pretty much everything you ever need to know about blues harmonica playing, and hence it's quite difficult to do any video without encroaching upon something that he's already done. I think Adam did, or I know that Adam did, Gusso 92 and 93, where he talks about 10 principles for blues improvisation. This video is a little bit similar in the sense that it's trying to wrap some important ideas into one video. Here we've got 7 themes. What I've tried to do is to combine them into a 12-bar sequence to make it easier to remember, and also easier to illustrate them to you. The idea is that you learn the 12-bar passage and then really try and use those themes and ideas which are contained within it in your own playing. And if you don't learn it from note to note, it doesn't really matter. The point is just to get the themes and the ideas. I'm going to be going quite fast, and I'm going to assume a certain level of technical ability. This is not for beginners, intermediate and above, and hopefully some advanced players too. We're going to be using a C harmonica, diatonic harmonica, in the key of G, cross position. So what are the themes? They are answer call, the details, simplicity, timing, colour and variation, anchoring and agility, playing the changes. So let's get on with it. So the first one, answer call. The first 12-bar sequence I just played, the first part of it over the 1 chord, is all about an answer call riff, which is this. Now, answer call is a great way of developing a conversation within your solo, and it's well within the grasp of an intermediate player, and it's one of many improvisation techniques that you can incorporate: tension and release, riff building, all these kind of things. But answer call is a really good one to get going. So if you're looking for something to make your playing a bit more interesting, answer call is a great way of doing it. You don't have to use it all the time, but just here and there. And the idea is that you play a riff and follow it up either by varying the riff that you just played in a way of pitch, or changing 1 or 2 notes to produce a kind of call and response feel. And that's what we do with this riff over the 1 chord. So the first time I resolve down to the 2, draw 2, and the second time I don't do that as a listener might expect. I actually go down to the 3 and then resolve back up to the 4. And the other thing I do is I start on a bend and I rise it up to give a more shouting out effect. So answer call, a great technique. The next one I want to talk about is a bit more abstract and a bit harder, is the details. Now, what do I mean by that? Again, using the riff that we have here on the 1 chord, I want to draw your attention to the blow 4 in particular. Now, the blow 4 is only there for a fraction, it's hardly noticeable. But if it's not there, you really do miss it. It makes all the difference. Now, that's what I'm talking about, the details. Certain players, such as Little Walter, were fantastic at little flourishes, little notes that most people wouldn't even notice if, in terms of picking them out, but if they were taken away, the whole character of a riff, or the nature of where they played, would be completely changed. So as an intermediate player, if you're looking for the things which separate the great players, the advanced players, from intermediate players or people who sound a bit pedestrian and a bit boring, it's these little touches, and there's not necessarily complexity, but there are little touches and things that they do which if they're not there, you really do miss them. And this riff is a good way of illustrating that, I think. So here, that blow 4, it acts like a springboard for the draw 4 which comes after it, and it gives the draw 4 a lot more impact. So the details, and this goes to the heart of all those little skips and runs that Walter did. All those. So the details. The final theme I want to talk about in this video is simplicity. Now, again, it's a cliche and it's been talked about a lot, but in my opinion, it doesn't seem to be followed up, especially by intermediate players. Well, what do I mean by that? The thing which blights harmonica playing more than anything else, in my opinion, is that it suffers from a kind of randomness or a lack of control when you hear it compared to other instruments. And the reason for that is complex, I suppose. I'm currently writing a book about that. But one thing you can do as an intermediate player to sound much better, already using the technique and the facility that you have, is to keep things simple and to own the notes and don't let the harmonica own you. And in the quest for people to play fast or be virtuosos, this is often missed. Adam quite rightly says in one of his videos, simple is okay, and it's absolutely true. If we think about some of the greatest harmonica players of all time, Howlin' Wolf, Sonny Boy Williamson, they said so much with so little. And again, this 12-bar sequence is all about that. The opening sequence is on the draw 2, draw 3, sorry, the 2-hole, 3-hole and 4-hole. And you know, some blues players have based their whole careers around that region of the harmonica. So so often you see an intermediate player who could sound instantly better if they just kept things simple. By all means, practice and push yourself in the bedroom or in the rehearsal studio, and yes, on stage in places. But we all understand the sort of pressure or the drive to kind of show what you've got in a jam session, especially. But actually, you know, just like a B.B. King does, you know, a really simple killer phrase with a good tone, or something like Albert King, it sounds so sweet. And so a lot of intermediate players could sound like advanced players with what they've already got. They just kept it simple. I probably talked too much about that point, but really it is very, very important. So that's the last thing that I'm going to cover for today. We've talked about answer call, the details, and simplicity. Next video I'm going to try and cover the last 4. Each one of these could be a workshop in itself, and if there are things you want me to go over in a bit more detail, then let me know by email or posting me a link. I'm going to close by playing the 12-bar passage again, and I'll see you in the next video if you decide to watch it. Thank you very much.